What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm Meladadzi. So, after a long time, Sarkodie is now talking about the whole incident that happened during the release of Yvonne Nelson's book. The whole chapter. The part that was dedicated to him about them almost having like a baby together, and then they just going to the hospital, and then clearing the baby away, which is sad. Honestly, it really is sad. So yeah, Sarkodie is now doing an interview, and guess what? It isn't an interview here in the country, but outside. So yeah, this is a video of what he actually had to say regarding the whole situation, regarding the track that he brought up, like a whole lot of things. He really did say a whole lot of things. So let's take a look.
Because the most recent song you put out is called Try Me.
Try Me.
I cannot believe you did that, because I feel like you try your hardest to not engage in like even doing press, and you've even said that you like to keep your personal life separate from you as an artist. But in this particular situation, you've had to address things that have been said about you, right? And so what was your decision in making this song? People are calling it a diss song, but I feel, and it is harsh, I'll say that, because it hurt my heart when I heard. I was like, "Ooh, I would hate for somebody to." I would not want to go back and forth with Sark on a situation like this. But what made you decide this was the move that you were going to make, as far as addressing, this book where it was referenced you had made a woman have an abortion?
To be very honest, it's a sensitive conversation that the reason why I didn't do no media run or press around it is because I know I might lose how I would like to present what I feel about it. So normally this is not the first time I've done records to address certain issue, or maybe a line or two in a record, because I don't know, there's certain energy I hate to feed into, especially speaking about it, because I might lose my cool. So with this situation, yes, exactly. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm super proud of everything. It's just in the moment how I felt. Whether it be my truth, there should have been a way that you could have said it. That's why I don't like to speak about it, because this is a conversation between two people, but then we could have a conversation if you want to talk about it, because it involves me as well.
Right.
But because people know the Sark doesn't speak, people think they can say something and no, Sark is not going to speak, and then it's going to get away with it. So once in a while, you just
let them poke the bear. Yeah.
Exactly.
Poke the bear. And because I'm the same way. If people talk crazy about me, I don't like to address things, because I feel like it gives it way more life.
Exactly.
And I see people do it all the time. And instead of me engaging in a back and forth, I'm like, you know what? Go ahead. I'm going to just keep on doing my thing and not let anybody knock me off my square.
True.
But this time you said it wasn't a line or two. I mean, so I want to know.
It's a whole record.
Who did you let hear this first? Was anybody in the studio with you when you did this?
That's what's funny.
Please.
Did not, my team is here. They're all like, people think my team is in support of what I did or the record. None of them knew I did the record, because I wasn't told.
Okay, first of all, I know maybe I'm gonna get a bit of heat talking about this, but I do love Sarkodie. I do love his tracks, and honestly, as I've said it already, I love the track. I really did love the Try Me track, but also I'm not like that a diehard fan of Sark. But for him to have said that he did the track in the heat of the moment, come on, you had like about a whole week or more than that to sit down and then write a song about it, and then you saying that you did that in the heat of the moment. Like, does your heat of the moment last for like a week? And also, he didn't according to him, from what he's saying, his team didn't listen. He didn't let his team listen to it. Like, well, anyway, he's the boss, right? He's the boss. So, he decides what his team listens and what his team doesn't listen to.
Oh, I'm actually on tour when it happened.
Yes.
So, and sometimes when I feel something, then the lyrics is going to come right there and then. So I sneaked into the studio to even record this. I didn't let nobody hear it, because I didn't want to hear no advice.
Right.
I just literally want to do what I felt at that point. And face the consequences later on. But it wasn't like the whole team sat down and said, this is good to go. I did it personally for myself.
They probably was like, "What are you doing?" I can imagine those phone calls and text messages.
a lot of phone calls. So in the heat of the moment, the person that I didn't hear from, which normally she would have been the first person to hit me, is my lawyer. So early morning, I was trying to tease her, and I said, "Mama C, so don't you care about what's happening? Because you would hit me up and say, what are we doing?" But the sad news is she was dead at the same time.
What?
Yeah, so I see 2 texts go. I didn't hear. Of course, she would respond like within 5 minutes.
Wow.
It took hours, and then I heard she's no more. So
Oh
just
my
within
God,
that period,
that's
it
an
was
awful-
like a very tough time within that short
I'm
period.
so sorry to hear that.
Good.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. Ooh,
Yeah, so
that's
she would have been somebody who I know wouldn't endorse that that situation of how I wanted to handle it, but I just felt like it. Like this, I normally don't do it, but this, to me, I think I'll get to a point where I can speak freely about it. I think it's still fresh that I still want to process it before I can really speak. You know,
And this is something that happened like a really long
13
time
or
ago.
something,
Yeah. So this is something that she brought back up. And then I know in interviews you don't even really like to address things like this, but since you put the song out, and it felt like somebody leaked it first.
Yes.
And so maybe you didn't even intend to put it out. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Okay. So you're like, well, it's here now.
Because it's in the middle of
Let
the
me
night.
okay.
Where I was, it was like very late. I think 2 a.m. And then I see Twitter going crazy and people putting out the record.
Oh, so dang.
I have no idea because I didn't give it to. So I have like 2-3 people that I don't want to suspect. You know,
Right.
it's going to create some energy because
Right.
I did it just to hold on to it and see if I'm going to release it. But then when it came out, I was like, let me just put it out. Yeah.
Do you do that often? Like something goes on and you're like, let me just do a song about it.
Okay, guys, yeah. So this is it. This is he talking. Say he is like talking briefly about it, cause it's like it's still fresh, and then like he's just going to process it before he really does talk about the whole situation. But then he's saying that I did it in the heat of the moment. So it's like, as I said, the heat of the moment does it last for like a week? Because I mean, heat of the moment, when you say heat of the moment is doing something there and then, instantly. That is what we call heat of the moment. But yeah, and then actually, taking all the blame because people, and honestly, yeah, even I've never said this, yes, it was harsh, sort of. It was harsh, but either way, I still love the track. It was harsh, but he's like kind of like taking all the blame upon himself and then leaving his team out, saying that his team didn't let his team listen to the song. He just recorded it, decided not to release it there and then. Which I'm like, we're still in the heat of the moment. So yeah, he was like, he's holding on to it and then he's going to release it like later, but then it actually got leaked out. And then at the same time, he was kind of like passing through something. So say that he actually wasn't the person he did do the track, but then he wasn't the person who let it out. And maybe, who knows, if it hadn't leaked out, he would have like held on to it for a long time and then go sit, listen to it, and then maybe made some changes, who knows. But yeah, this is what he's got to say about the whole situation. He was on tour when this whole thing happened, and I think that I don't know whether he is back into the country, which I'm like, if he really like is back into the country, maybe there's going to be lots and lots of interviews going on regarding this. He's saying his side of the whole thing, and then actually, creating the Try Me track, which got a lot of hits, a lot of support too as well. So yes, this is what he's got to say in the meantime for releasing the Try Me track in response to Yvonne Nelson. So yes, this is it, guys. Let me know what you think. Do you think that this is some kind of BS coming out from Sarkodie regarding this whole thing, or you actually do agree with what he said? Let me know in the comment section. It's very, very important. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like, share, and if you've got nothing to say to me, say hi.